Well, it's not how you maybe saw it before. It's the dome without the roof. This is the dome pitch. We all know what happened there, but the pitch is still in good nick, and that is why we are going to have the 2025 Electric Ireland Corn and MacLeinn final on here, and that's the boys in light blue looking like Manchester City. That is the Southwest College. Basically a mixture of Fermanagh and Tyrone lads. Their starting lineup has 8 Fermanagh and 7 Tyrone, or at least the 15 that we were given. Might be a few changes from that. Playing 2 games in 2 days, could be changes and injuries and whatever, but that's the Southwest boys down to our left. The game is on our Higher Education GAA YouTube channel, and it is free to view there. These are first class rivals, as Higher Education sponsors Electric Ireland keep telling us, and they're absolutely right. They are old rivals. In fact, they've met a few times over the last few years, and there's a bit of retribution in the air, you would imagine, from Southwest College, because they lost in the semi-final last year to New York down in Cairns O'Rahilly's, and New York went on to win it, and they lost to them the previous year as well, 2023. Well, it was 4-8 to 117. I think that was the one down in Waterford, and New York came out on top in the end, and they've won 2 in a row, and they're now going for what they call the 3-peat. That's the New York boys, and they are warming up in the shot that you can see there. We're starting at 2:15. And you're welcome to leave comments on the YouTube live chat there. We have a big audience building there, and I know it's early morning in New York, so we'll be getting a few more coming on board there, and then we'll see how the game goes to see if New York can do a 3-peat or if Southwest College can stop that in its tracks. They've lost, I think, 2 losses to New York, but a few lads have been there for those games over the last few years, the likes of the goalkeeper Ethan McCaffrey, who will be heading up to join Fermanagh after this down in Ennis for a game tomorrow. The likes of the McGoverns, well, one of the McGoverns is still there. That's the vice captain Gareth McGovern, Cathal Colt and Ria McNally. Those boys have been there. I'm sure they're fed up losing to New York, so they'll be trying to stop the rot. The referee is Aaron Clogher from Roscommon, who's in your shot now, getting the photographs taken. And the captains, well, the captain for Southwest College is Aidan Colton. He is from Dromore. A lot of the Tyrone lads from Dromore, and one from Trillick, and Aidan was vice captain last year, so he's now taken over as captain. He's number 5, and the captain for New York is Gerard Kennedy, number 8 from the St Barnabas Club. So those are the details, but let's actually show you the teams that, as we know them. Now, they're not going to be 100% accurate, as I say. They all had a game yesterday, and there's all sorts of knocks. And if you were watching yesterday and know your stuff, you'll know that the full forward Brian Coughlin is very, very unlikely to play today. He went off before half time yesterday with what looked like a hamstring injury, so we don't expect the number 14 to be there, so they'll have to restructure a bit. They did bring on the likes of, well, Ashton Walsh, number 18, actually started yesterday. Oisin Mathers, 17, came on, and Sean O'Neil, 20, came on as well. So one of those lads, I imagine, will start for New York, who are wearing today actually the white. Yesterday they were wearing navy. Today they're going to be wearing white, so those jerseys colours in your screen on the graphic are correct. So looking up the team, Aaron Traynor yesterday, number 2, was fantastic at the back, and he said we hunt like dogs, the way that they defend in packs. And then you have the likes of Colm Shalvey at number 7, who got a fantastic goal yesterday to finish it off, and it was kind of rugby style the way it was passed to him, and he did tell me afterwards that he plays on the wing, and he does play rugby. He's from Rockland, and he also took Brian Coughlin's boots as well and scored the goal with his boots. A lot of the young lads won't know what I'm talking about in the next 30 seconds, but I used to read a comic called Roy of the Rovers, and there was a story about Billy's boots, Billy Dane, and he used to wear I think it was his grandfather's boots or something, but he could only play well when he was using those boots. So Colm Shalvey reminded me of that yesterday with Brian's boots. In midfield, Gerard Kennedy at 8, Aidan Lawler 9. Aidan Lawler had a smashing game yesterday. Chris Mulvihill, terrific game as well. Joey Grace scored the penalty. He's the New York County goalkeeper, but he put the goalkeeper the wrong way for the penalty. So that's their team, and we will find out shortly who is stepping in to their 15 in place of Coughlin. Southwest College, Ethan McCaffrey, as I say, 3rd time at least playing New York. Cathal Colton the same, and Rian McNally, mainly in defence, those lads. And then you move up the field, and well, there's 2 lads from Timor Shamrocks, number 2 and number 4. And then you have an all-Tyrone midfield, John Edgar, Dromore, James Corrie from Trillick. And then up in the forwards, well, you've Tiernan McKenna is Kinolly, Jack Law is Dromore. So a whole mixture, and then Gareth McGovern, vice captain of the team, is at number 10. So that the team, that's all the details you need. Now we just find out who's going to win the 2025 Electric Ireland Corner MacLeinn final. Will it be New York third time in a row? He certainly came good yesterday in the second half. Very tame, timid first half, but they brought their A game in the second half, and the referee Aaron Clogher has immediately spotted something. He's indicating that that was a foul, so he spotted that off the ball, and there's a little challenge going in that is legal, and the ball is just going to be recycled back out to Southwest College, looking to try and intercept. So I guess the message for Southwest College, based in Enniskillen, is that we need to beat this New York team, but it's easier said than done. They have a great spirit, great tenacity. Oh, is that Coughlin there? Coughlin is there. That's Brian Coughlin, the bear in the square, and nearly got a goal at the start, so that's great to see. So obviously wasn't as bad as we thought. So he is out there. Maybe he's just going to stay in that area for balls like that. That's the kind of ball that he would thrive on. Now the goalkeeper, Ethan McCaffrey from Lisnaskea, is way out of his goals. He's not worried about Brian Coughlin being in there. He is up the field, as you see in the modern game, and he's now looking for the ball to come back out. And I see a player for Southwest College on the ball. Is he wearing number 40? I think that's a 40. I rarely see that unless you're watching the Premier League. I think it looked like 40 to me. I didn't think they had 40 players. In fact, in the match programme, I will check what they have, if they've even listed that far. It is. He's wearing number 40. Well, I suppose you see all sorts of a weekend like this. I'm going to check the programme here to see who that is. Meantime, we will follow the play. John Corrie, number 9, and they're in behind here, or are they? They might get through. They might get a score here, and might even get a goal. Well, he didn't in the end. And it's a wide ball, but an early threat there from Southwest College. So I'm looking through the programme here. Actually, they do have 40. They have 40 and a 16, yes, so they do. So number 40 is Nathan Farry from Trillick in Tyrone. That's a big squad, isn't it? That one drilled. The men under it are Shalvey and Gareth McGovern. Number 10 is Joey Grace. Back to Shalvey, who scored that terrific goal yesterday. 15 is Emmett Loughran. It's an unusual one, hit low. Doesn't work. Did it hit the referee? I think it did. And that's why he's blowing to stop the play there for a second. Good battling for the ball on the break, getting it back to Shalvey again. Now they're going to the corner looking for Shea McElligott. That's the sort of ball he thrives on. Very effective yesterday at the start of the game. Got the first couple of scores, I think it was, in the win that they had. And of course, Southwest, I think he played their game on this pitch. They beat Liverpool John Moores rather handily, 213 to 1-5. Is that going to be the first score today? Oh, Joey Grace. That's fantastic. From distance, he drilled that one over perfectly. Joey Grace from Rangers. Penalty yesterday. First point today. Good score. Now, where's he going from the kick out? The New York press is on, but they're going to go long, I think. Ethan McCaffrey here. They've got in behind here, but it's easier said than done against New York, and they immediately swallow that up. Very lively in defence, and as they told me, they do hunt in packs, so if it gets past one, there'll be somebody else there. Left off by Shalvey. The referee played advantage there and saw that none accrued, so brought it back. And 18, Ashton Walsh, you saw on the ball there, listed in the subs if you like, but has started both games this weekend. Number 2 is Trainer. Very good defensively and pretty good going forward too. A collision there with Gareth McGovern, who stood his ground, and Aidan Colton, the captain, sweeps up for the Light Blues. Good crowd at the game here. Our cameras will show you some of the crowd on the far side, but they haven't gone over to the stands on the far side. The seats, they're all over this side, and there's a really decent crowd to my left and right watching this game. Quiet enough start to the game. Nothing too much to shout about, but it was exactly the same yesterday. It was 5 points each at half time. Nothing much to write home about, but the second half was terrific. New York went through the gears. Here comes a hit and hope ball. Probably looking for the likes of Coughlin, and actually it's fallen nicely for McGilligan. He was in the right place at the right time. They might get in behind here. This is Walsh, and he's going to feed Emmett Loughran. Still too far now. Grace gets it, and he got a point from there a minute ago. That's beautifully taken under pressure by Walsh, and he just about does enough there to keep possession. Loughran thought about it. He's bottled up now. They're carrying the ball into the tackle too much here in New York, and Southwest are tackling and packs themselves. Challenge comes in from Walsh, but well taken by the number 15, Oisin Tague from Dromore St Dimnas. Dromore and Trullick, if you don't know your geography, quite close to the Fermanagh border. So those lads would go to Enniskillen. So that's the Tyrone connection there. This is Tiernan McKenna. He's Connolly. Back to Tague, who started all that, and they've slipped in. That's clever play, and they might get in for a goal here. A point will do, and it is their first score of the game, and it's from Jack Law. He's another of the Dromore contingent, and that's 1 point each. And they have shown there what they can do. 2-13 yesterday against Liverpool John Moores. And a good score there today. They got in behind earlier on a couple of minutes ago, and they've got in behind again, so they definitely carry a threat, and you can see there's a bit of steel about them. They really don't want to lose to New York again. Kick out is... Well, the referee, I think, was he in the way there again? No, not quite, but it was played around that area, and it's spilled. 25 for Southwest College, I see out there. That's Cal McInnesby from Enniskillen Gales. This is John Edgar. 13 is Paddy Dillon. The effort comes in from the captain, Colton. And that score was made and finished in Tyrone. All Tyrone lads involved there, and finished by Aidan Colton, vice captain last year, captain this year, showing real leadership and giving Southwest College the lead. Cal McInnesby, by the way, I know that name. He played last year, maybe even the previous year. So New York took the lead, but conceded 2 in a row. So 2-1. Trainer. No, it's not Trainer. I saw the 2, but it's actually 12, of course. That's Sean Senan Price. Dropped that one short. And New York showing a little bit of impatience the last few minutes. There was a ball played across, and 2, I think, maybe dropped into the keeper's arms. They can't afford to do that. They need to work it in. 25, Cal McInnesby to Tague. They come back to Alton O'Reilly. He's from Erin Gales. That's in Balleek. Not far from the Donegal border, in fact right on the Donegal border. McCaffrey, Lisnaskey Emmets. They've really settled, you can see, Southwest College into this game. That's Law again. Forward is Jack Quinlan from Timor Shamrocks. Famous for the GAA president Peter Quinn coming from there. And Law, has he got another one? No. Just checking all the time, by the way, on the YouTube live chat, just to make sure you're all enjoying the game and the game's going okay. And any comments there? Goalkeeper is Ryan Corrigan from the Shannon Gales Club. The last kick out didn't work too well. He drills this one a little bit more to the wing, but it's gone straight to the number 40, Nathan Farry, and off he goes. They're winning a lot of the kick outs, but there's that defensive work we have become used to for New York. It was Daniel Sheehan, I think, the number 3 from New York Celtics, getting in the way. And there he is. Well done by Dan. That's son of Dennis I was talking to yesterday. He was helping out after the game. These lads have been here a number of years now, and they've made progress every year. I remember the first year at DCU. Oh, hold on, they've got it here. It's Tiernan McKenna for Southwest. And as he got past his man, the referee has given advantage. No, he's given the free, in fact. Yeah, so New York have made progress that first year in DCU. They got beaten, I think, in the semi-final and in the Shield. 2022, though, they won the Shield. 2023, they won this final. And 2024, they won it again. They had a little bit of help in those years as well from a certain Graham Garrity. Hi Graham, he's commented there on the YouTube live chat. Best of luck to Paddy in New York today. A great bunch of lads, and a credit to the GAA in New York. Well said. Yeah, he was there in Waterford a couple of years ago when they won, and then they won in Kerry last year, and now we are in Mayo. Sean Tierney says the crazies in Yonkers are cheering Aaron Trainer in New York. bit early in the morning to be in Devines, maybe. Well, you could be in Eileen's if Eileen's is still there. Or maybe you're just watching at home. But thanks for the message to let you know that you're watching. Kerry McCusker says, good luck Tiernan and all the Dromore boys from Kerry and Melbourne. So that little bit of support is for the Southwest College from Enniskillen. So thank you for that. So we've viewers in Australia and the United States of America. 2 points to 1 then. 10 minutes gone. And if you don't know the setup here in the Dome, it is a AstroTurf. It's not grass. So New York both teams have played in this surface 2 days in a row. Not well drilled, it's not going to do though. It's gone tamely to the left and wide. Yeah, so that's 3 or 4 times New York have done that. I think they maybe need to think about working it a little bit more, give a few options. Southwest getting possession cheaply from the kick out, and it's imperative in the modern game, and then work it through the lines. The goalkeeper McCaffrey got it to Jack Quinlan, and there's a foul on Quinlan. They'll go again. Nathan Farry, Trillick man. (13) is Dillon. Quinlan involved again and just hands it to Gareth McGovern. He's from Derry Gonley Harps. Could start an argument here, but for me the best player in Derry Gonley is Emer Smith. Now New York might get in here, but they don't, because Cathal Colton was very sharp to get in there in front. Obviously Southwest have looked at the game yesterday and they know that McElligott is sharp in there. Brian Coughlin has not moved from the edge of the square, so obviously they think New York that he's fit enough to do that and maybe do a job in there. He's a good man for a goal now and then, but the way the game has gone so far, he only had that one ball in high early on and wasn't able to do anything, but they're going to leave him in there. He has his hand up, he's saying give it to me, and they've given it to him, and here goes Coughlin, and it's bounced nicely for McElligott and he puts it over the bar. Well, that is a Coughlin effect, even if he doesn't get the goal himself. He's the sort of guy who can cause trouble in there, win a ball, it spills off him, and McElligott knew what to do, and there was just a glimmer of a goal chance there. But it's 2-2. That's 2 scores from play as well by New York, but they've left a few behind, it has to be said, in the first 13 minutes or so. Could have been further ahead, but I'll leave the tactics to Graham. Maybe Graham Garrity is watching there and he can give me what he thought. He knows these lads, or at least a lot of them. Some of them have moved on, but a lot of the lads have been here the last few years too, and they're absolute warriors and great lads and great competitors. They play rugby, play different sports. That's a high one from Oisin Teague. That is a Gary Owen. We had one of those yesterday, and underneath it, that's a tricky one for the goalkeeper, and it could have ended up in the goal. He had to be alert there, Ryan Corrigan, but he has a steady pair of hands in there. Now it's a free in and it could still be a point, but that was one of those awkward ones. I think it might have been Farry, was it, who got a hand to it? Somebody in there, maybe it was a 14 McKenna, but somebody got a hand at it. Could easily have got into the top corner. So 2 points each, 13 and a half minutes. Yesterday it was 5 points each at half time. We had 3 goals in the second half. As I say, feel free to leave a comment there on the YouTube live chat as that goes over the bar for a 3-2 lead. Joan Henchy has messaged, hiya Joan, best of luck to the lads, New York Abu. They've acquitted themselves superbly again, Joan, you'll be glad to hear. Yesterday and again here today, and just their overall presence and the way they carry themselves is very, very impressive. They're a great bunch of lads, and if you didn't know, just arrived here, who these teams were, you wouldn't say, well, those lads are from New York. They just looked like one of the Irish teams. They've been coached so well over the few years, and the pathway has been so good for them going up from CYC to Fela and then to this competition, and then hopefully onto your New York teams at senior level. Well, some of them already are there. Joe Grace, for example, who got the penalty yesterday. I gather he does goals for New York seniors. Well, there's the Gary Owen again, which actually ended up with Colm Shelvey. That was exactly what worked yesterday. It was one of those things you think, well, it wasn't rehearsed, but they just did exactly the same again. And Shelvey did get in, but he didn't get close to goal this time. But that's a little bit wasteful again, I have to say. It's very similar to the previous one. They need to work it in better. They don't just kick it up in the air. That is a little bit wasteful. Now there must be a bit of rain here. See, an umbrella's just gone up in front of me, but I don't really feel it. It must be very light. 500 devices tuned into this game. That shows the interest in it. Terrific. Great to see. Jack Quinlan now, and he's brought down unceremoniously by Fintan Corbett. And Aaron Clogher, the referee, immediately beckons the Shannon Gales man. So let's hear from one or two of you. There's 503 devices. It's gone up by the second. And I know some of those are a number of people, not just one person. So let us know what you think of the game so far, or where you're watching the game from. We've already, as I said, had messages from New York and Melbourne. Not forgetting Southwest College. Kerry McCusker there wishing Tiernan all the best. That's Tiernan McKenna. As I say, they have a big squad. That's why they were able to name a number 40. The 41 lads here, in fact, managed by Dermot Feely and Sean Doherty. Kieran McGrath there as well as the selector, and Peter Cassidy. And they will be wanting to make amends for the previous years, losing to New York. This is the goalkeeper, Ethan McCaffrey from Lisnaskey. He's been there. He's lost to New York more than once. He wants to change that. Outside the 45, he strikes it beautifully, and it might go off the crossbar. So unlucky. So unlucky. That's twice they've come close in the last few minutes. One to the hand-palmed effort that the goalkeeper dealt with, but that's two chances, but they still lead 3-2. Now New York, plenty of possession and very confident coming forward, but it's the finishing and working the ball in that they need to work on. Kerry's on again, wishing Tiernan all the best today. That's Tiernan McCusker, not Tiernan McKenna. So Tiernan McCusker is number 25, also from Dromore. We'll see if he gets a run. Southwest College doing quite well out there, but that overstretched, and Ashton Walsh has it now for New York. 17 minutes gone then. This game being played, if you know your geography, in Mayo, in the west of Ireland, at the Connacht Centre of Excellence at a place called Beacon, not far from Ballyhonus and Kiltamore. So we've had 4 days of university level competitions here in hurling and football, and it will climax in the next couple of hours with the Electric Ireland Fitzgibbon Cup final. This is Chris Mulvihill. Southwest have 13 behind the ball. Now the ball comes in looking for Coughlin or McElligott. McElligott is going to get there. Is he? No, it's touched on the ground. Free out. Aaron Clogher right on the spot there. Let's watch it again. And it just a touch there. Clearly lifted off the ground. This referee misses nothing. This is Gareth McGovern. Jack says he's tuning in from Brooklyn. Thank you for that. And Lisa Corrigan, very best of luck to Southwest College, GAA and management. So Lisa Corrigan there. We have a Corrigan for New York, Ryan Corrigan and goals. Corrigan a good Fermanagh name, of course. Oh, that might fall over the top. Well watched. Well watched. Southwest College have been very solid in there. They've dealt with everything so far, bar a couple of points. That's an interesting ball up the middle. Tough challenge coming in from behind from Fintan Corbett. He needs to be careful. He got a yellow card. And that one slipped to John Edgar of Dromore, who gives it to his midfield partner, Corey. Oh, I don't believe it. They've hit the crossbar again. Second time in a couple of minutes, maybe even the third time in 5 minutes. That could easily have ended up on the net. Let's watch it again. Lovely ball through. Nice approach play from Law, from Edgar, and then Corey. Close. Well, New York are still there. They're only 1 point down, but they could easily have conceded 2 goals so far. So they can't wait to have time like they did yesterday. They need to get the grips in this game. The Southwest are looking dangerous. Mike Gillespie has it, but they're going to bring it all the way back to the sideline. Clodagh Gormley says good luck Daniel and Chris from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Is that Pennsylvania, PA? Sorry if I've got that wrong. Jack was tuning in from Brooklyn, I mentioned. There is Aidan Lawler from Brooklyn Shamrocks, of course. And somebody's asking, is if Fitzgibbon been streamed on this channel? No, that's on TG Cahir. Nathan Farry again, number 40. And the goalkeeper gets involved. McCaffrey to McGovern. Very familiar Fermanagh names. And Dillon, not so familiar, but that's a beautiful point, and it's from Paddy Dillon from Dromore St Dintnas in Tyrone. Just come on to his right inside, perfect for him, but he still had a lot of work to do, and he nailed it beautifully. 4-2, and on the balance of play, it's probably about right. Could actually have been more the way it's going. New York have been wasteful, and Southwest College have been unlucky. It's a good fist in by the cornerback Quinlan, but Shalvey has it now. Probably player of the match yesterday, and he's trying to inspire his team again, coming forward, and that one, oh, he's put that low into the keeper's arms off his left foot, and it goes down again as a wasted opportunity. They really need to make sure when they get forward they do all the work to get it up there, and Southwest win that one and get a free. The way the game is going, it feels like Southwest might get a goal in the next 5 minutes and put in a bit of a gap here, and New York might have a bit of work to do. So New York should be on their toes. They need to do something, because here comes Southwest again, and that's a brilliant ball by Farry, and it's found Paddy Dillon in behind, and there is the goal. Well, I said the goal in 5 minutes, make it about 5 seconds. A brilliant finish. It was coming, you saw it coming, but what a finish to the bottom corner by the man from Dromore in County Tyrone, and that's a superb goal. Direct football in behind, bottom corner, boom. Kick out goes all the way through, and you couldn't begrudge Southwest. They do deserve that goal. And that's a foul. 2 New York men down. Sennan, Price and Shalvey, and they really need to pick themselves up in more ways than one. Now Paul is on, Paul McCaffrey. Hey Paul, best wishes to all the Dromore players involved today. 7 starters and 1 on the bench, with Paddy Dillon scorer indeed, and nephew of Colin McCullough, the great Colin McCullough. There you go, that explains it. Colin would have been proud of that one. McElligott steadies the ship a wee bit for New York. 22.5 minutes in, 3rd point of the game for them. First one from a free, but they're still 4 down. Now these kickouts going long this time, right up the middle. Ashton Walsh is there under it, got his fingertips to it, but not enough, and it's broken. Ian Kavanagh is going to reach that one and keep it in. He's got room along the sideline. That's clever play. Now this is where New York need to improve. He looks for McElligott, but it doesn't stick. Maybe they need to stop bombing it in there and just work it through the hands and work it a bit closer, because if they don't get scores, Southwest are looking dangerous, and they could stretch their lead, and by half time it could be too much to come back from, even for this New York team. They need to stay in this, but they're really kicking themselves out of it. I don't really feel much of a breeze. Mind you, we're protected where we are here, but maybe there is a little bit of a breeze, so maybe that's a factor. But also just Southwest are playing extremely well and doing very well in possession. They've been much smarter and sharper than they were last year, for example. That's well played by Quinlan. Maybe they've got a bit of confidence as well from the big win yesterday. He scored 2-13 yesterday against Liverpool. That's better defending. That's more like New York. Now they get it out to Joey Grace, and he's under pressure. He's been followed by Gareth McGovern. And you know, to be fair, I think there was an advantage there for Southwest College. They were able to go and watch New York and on the stream as well, and I think they've learned a few things. That's Coughlin. They were looking for Coughlin again. McElligott either going for a score or looking for Coughlin. Didn't get either, really. 6 to half time then, and you just feel the next 6 minutes could be very important here. Kerry's on again from Melbourne and says a shout out to Tiernan McCusker's granddad Conor McQuaid. He never misses a game. Lots of love from Melbourne. Thank you for that. I wonder, was he here a minute ago? There was an old elderly gentleman looking in at our screen here, and it might have been him if he's actually here. Maybe he's not here, maybe that was somebody else, but thank you for that, Kerry. Here come New York again. They need to get something on the board here. They've upped the level, and away their approach is being good. Sennan Price now. But Southwest have been very good defensively. Here comes Mulvihill though. They need this. Oh, it's dropped into the net. Well, never mind getting a point. A goal, we'll take that. Goal for New York, and they have hit back. And I think it might have been a little bit fortunate. Or should we give credit? Let's see. Did he mean this? Comes inside Mulvihill, son of the manager, Potty. Well, you know, maybe he'll say he didn't mean that. It doesn't matter if he meant it or not. It went in. We have game on. 1-4 to 1-3, 5 to half time. There was me worried about New York falling away, but far from it. They're right back in it. Gerard Kennedy, the man, getting a bit of treatment. So I can go back to the messages again. Liam O'Neill says Trillick, Dromore combination for the goal. Was it? Oh yeah, James Corey was involved. No, it was Paddy Dillon finished, and it was from, was it McGovern put it in? I can't remember now. Anyway, there are Dromore and Trillick men out there. James Corey, number 9, is Trillick. And Nathan Farry, oh maybe it was Nathan Farry put it in. He's Trillick, that's right. Thanks for that. Michael Croak as well. Can you hear us cheering you from South Florida, USA? I think I could hear you when that goal went in. Chance at the other end. And it's put over the bar nicely by the Trillick man. Another Trillick man, James Corey. Good score. This is turning into a really good game, isn't it? Quiet enough at the start, but now it's good. 1-5 to 1-3. It's livened up. Are we going to have a change? Referee's holding up, and the linesperson on the far side has his flag up. And yeah, it's Coughlin, Brian Coughlin. Well, it was a brave effort by him and the management for him to see if he could last, because imagine coming all the way here and then you get an injury. Very disappointing for him, probably his last year at this level, but he's had to go off again as he did yesterday just before half time. I wonder, will Colm Shelvey be looking for his boots again at half time? So 1-5 to 1-3, and New York forced into a change. Well, they tried to keep him in around the goal area, and well, he did break one down for a point for McGalligan, but just not mobile enough, I guess, in there to have a big impact. In the way Southwest are playing, they need something else in there, so that's what they've gone for. And Shannon Price is now gone to the edge of the square. Trainers left it off nicely, and this is a great run. It's Ian Kavanagh nearly in behind. Can they get a score? Oh, that's good, strong play. But he's going to get the point. Oh, that's brilliant. Well, they've definitely stepped up to the plate. I was saying about their finishing and working it in much better in the last few minutes. Maybe the goal gave them a little bit of impetus, but that was nicely finished for a point and a really good score. 1-5 plays 1-4, and it was Gerard Kennedy that time with it. Trying to work out who came in, by the way, there for Brian Coughlin. I'll work that out for you, but let's go to the play, because Paddy Dillon has it. He got a super goal for them. Good pace. And the effort is from Paddy Dillon from distance. Oh, it's a peach. Super score again. Well, this is brilliant football. It's the Electric Ireland Corner MacLeinn Cup, and these boys are doing it justice. Plenty of height, more importantly, many good direction. 1-6, 1-4. 2 minutes to half time then. Free for New York. So I don't see a number beyond 15 for New York, so it must be someone who had a lower number who has come in for them. Maybe Loughran, maybe 15. Maybe it's him who's come in. I'm not quite sure. So plenty of entertainment in the first half. I hope you have enjoyed it. Might be another twist here. 1 minute to go. Gerard Kennedy tries to put it into McElligott, but it doesn't get there. McCaffrey. It's a little bit tight and close in there. The press comes in from New York, but Southwest deal with it well. Get it to Oisin Tague, to Alton O'Reilly, working it well through the hands, but on this surface the ball can run away from you, and that's what it did there for Nathan Farry, but he's still able to pick it up. Pressure from Shelvey, but O'Reilly copes with that and gets it to Dillon. Got 1 minute ago when he got a goal. That's a dangerous one for the goalkeeper. Now it's bounced into the net. Well, the player in front of him obviously put him off, And it is another goal. Just, well, I said there might be a twist, there might be a sting before half time, and there it is. Dylan puts it in. And is it Dylan's goal? I don't think there was a touch in there, so it counts as Dylan's second goal of the game. And that's a blow to New York just before half time. Well, I think they got a fortunate one possibly a few minutes ago, and now the boys from the Enniskillen College have got one of their own. And to be fair, on the first half, just about fair on Southwest, I would have to say, to be leading. Maybe not quite by that much, but they did hit the bar twice, so maybe it is fair. What do you think? Leave me a message there in the YouTube live chat. Yeah, Aidan Lawler came in at number 9, says Colette McGilligan. Thanks for that. All right, so Aidan didn't start. I'm surprised that he had a great game yesterday. This is Gareth McGovern. Southwest boys are flying. I just felt there was something about them when I was watching them warming up earlier on. Big squad and intent on getting a result. That's a beautiful ball. They've played lovely football. They really have. And here's a chance for Jack Law. And he lays down the law. 2-7 to 1-4. Southwest College are leading as the half-time whistle goes after 31 minutes exactly. And yeah, their approach play has been very good. They've obviously put a lot of preparation in this year, and they're intent on turning this around and putting one back over on New York and stopping the 3 in a row. And they are halfway there. 2-6 to 1-4. It's a 5-point lead at half-time, and you have to say it's deserved. We're going to take a break. I'll be back for the start of the second half in about 5 minutes' time. Yeah, let's go. There we go. There we go. Start of the second half. Aaron Clogher throws it in, and it's Southwest College in the light blue in the ascendancy at the end of the first half. They got a goal and they got a point, which we've now added on, by the way. I thought it was another one at the end. So it's 2-7 to 1-4. 13 plays 7, a 6-point lead. So a long way back for New York. Now they are capable. They had a great second half yesterday. They are a second half team usually. They'll not go down without a fight. The real goalkeepers racing back. Southwest have 4 or 5 men racing back. Can New York take advantage on the transition? It's Ian Kavanagh, number 5. Then they bomb it in there. Can they win it in there? Sending Price battling for it, but he's outnumbered in there. And a lot of Southwest players there working very hard today. The lads from the Enniskillen College, you can see that. They really have the bit between their teeth. Possibly after the defeats of the last couple of years, they've definitely raised their game. The New York lads were telling me they've been training since Thanksgiving. Southwest must have been doing a bit themselves. Big squad there under Dermot Feely and Sean Doherty and Kieran McGrath and Peter Cassidy, and it's showing. Can they get a score at the start of the second half though? Second minute, and that's drilled in. Is he looking for a pass? It is a pass, and a peach of a pass. Can they get a score at the end of it? Well, he'll take his points. James Corey from Trillick. Well, Southwest are starting to enjoy themselves out there. It's not just about work rate. These boys are playing nice football today as well. They're not afraid to put it into the full forward line. They don't just put it in high. They're putting it in at all sorts of angles, like at the end of the first half for the last point. And that pass as well. And they're playing very, very impressively. Here's Lawler getting it from his goalkeeper. New York need to do more of that. Get possession and then work it through the hands. That's great play by them. Trainer gets it to Kavanagh. This is much better. This is exactly what they need to do. But have they got the finish? It's Mulvihill putting it in there, but that one was astray and a little bit loose. It was a little bit ambitious. And Farry, you can see why the number 40 came in today. He's knitting together a lot. No, this is Farry actually. He's knitting together a lot of the play. Him and Quinlan look quite similar to me, and there they are both involved now. They've both been very influential, the 4 and the 40. Good ball player and linking the play, and here they come, and this is the number 10 Gareth McGovern. He was the player I think who got in front of the goalkeeper to put him off for the goal just before half time, and that goal just seems to have changed the complexion and the mood of this game. New York sitting in now, but at some point they're going to need to come out because they're trailing by 7. That's a decent effort from Paddy Dillon if it reaches. Oh, off the post, and it could even be a goal at the end of it. There's a chance for the full forward. Oh, somehow saved on the line. And I think it was the fullback. It was Dan Sheehan who managed to get in the way. Well, that could have spelled the end for New York, and somehow they survived. And it was a bit of luck coming off the post. How many times today have Southwest College hit the woodwork? I know it's not woodwork these days, but you know what I mean. I think they hit the bar twice in the first half, the post possibly 3 times in the first half. So unlucky there. New York just about surviving here, but if they needed a wake-up call, there's another one. Emmett Loughran now switches it to Kavanagh. New York needs something, and they don't need it urgently, but they need to get back into this game and stop the rot, because it could get away from them. And that one dropped into the keeper's arms from Kennedy. It was a decent effort, but here comes the goalkeeper. He's not just happy with saving it, coming out to try and start an attack. That one's going to run out maybe, or his trainer got it covered. He has. Under pressure again. Southwest putting them under all sorts of pressure. Here comes Lawler for New York down the left, but he's on his own. He's going to have to wriggle something. Does well, gets it to Cavan, and there's a foul in there on him, and that's going to be a free. And there's the incident from earlier. Let's look at it again. I thought this was certain to end up in the net, and it was. The man on the line, Sheehan, saving. I wonder if they win this, will they look back at that one and say that was the moment? Because that would have put what? That would have been 3-8. Surely that have been out of sight. Just got time in this break to look at the YouTube messages. Shane Doherty says, "Come on, New York." I recognise that name. You've been here. And somebody says, "It's been a while since an Ireland college has won this tournament." Yeah, it's 3 years. And Shauna Dillon says, "Good luck to Paddy and all the Dromore boys from Doha." Well, there you go. Melbourne, New York, Doha. they're all tuning into this live stream. We have around 500 devices. Thank you, Shauna. And that message for Paddy, who's number 13 for Southwest College, who has scored 2 goals today. First on a cracker, second one a bit fortunate, and he scored a cracking point as well. So he's having a good game. So a hold up here for Lawler, who came on only before half time. Hope he doesn't have to go off. And this, oh, what a goal this was. And it was the number 40 who played it in, Nathan Farry, and it was a Trillick-Dromore combo. This, the New York goal. Did he mean it? That's the question. We'll see. If he did, it was very, very clever. This Southwest College coming again. This is the one that came off the crossbar from Corey. Is this the goal? Paddy Dillon putting it in there. This is especially for you in Doha. And Lawler still getting treatment. So 2-8-1-4. It's going to take a big comeback, and they've now lost Lawler by the looks of it. And Coughlin. They don't have a huge squad with them, New York. Southwest, by the way, I think maybe under a previous name, won the Trench Cup way back in 1976, if I'm not mistaken. Beat Liverpool, John Moores yesterday, and now looking to take another scalp from outside Ireland. Kick is going to the left and wide. So just not going New York's way at the moment. You just feel they need something to lift them. They've seen their midfielder go off. They've seen their full forward go off. They'll never give up, that's for sure. But this Southwest team are very, very impressive today. And the flick on only goes as far as Shalvey. But look at the press on him. Every time a New York player gets the ball, there's a press and a foul. Kavanagh. It's just not happening. They need something. They just bomb it in there, hoping that McGallagher can reach it. But he's outnumbered in there every time. And they need to be a bit more patient and work it in. They're just driving it in there. It's coming straight back at them. It's a little bit of frustration, and they're being a little bit impatient, and they just need to work it. But I guess that's easier saying it here than doing it out there. But maybe it's the organisation of the Southwest boys, the way they have set themselves up. So a substitute came on there for New York. Didn't see who it was, but I will spot it. Kieran O'Connor, number 4, is speeding along the left here. He's trying to drag Southwest out of position, but they've been very disciplined. They've been well set up, as I say. McGallagher plays it down the line. Oh, it doesn't stick though. They need that sort of ball to stick, and it didn't. And it's going to come right back at them again. So it's a frustrating period this for New York. Well, they've still got a long time. 21 minutes to go. Loads of time. Nothing's really happened the last 5 minutes or so. But if Southwest get up and get a score here, then New York are in real trouble. Oisin Teague. The boys in light blue playing like they're ahead. They're just popping it around confidently. Done well today, and that's a really speculative one. If that one goes over, is it going to reach? It's certainly a tricky one, and it's palmed to the net, and it's allowed as well. Well, it was up in the air a long time, and it was beautifully judged. And what's that number in his jersey? Is it number 9? Is it Corey? I'm not quite sure, but the ball in from Dillon, as Dillon again. So Dillon's been involved in all 3 goals. That one had snow on it by the time he came down. Was it 8 actually? Was it John Edgar? I'm not quite sure. I can't quite see it there, but we'll figure that one out. But either way, it's another goal. It's 3 goals for Southwest College. Well, what did I say? If they get another score, New York are in real trouble, and they are. New York have now put Garrod Kennedy into full forward, so he's now the bear on the square. So they definitely just need to get a goal or something. But he's been followed in there very closely by Aidan Colton, the captain of Southwest, and they've got extra players in there as well. So it's hard to see how that's going to work. In fact, he's now left the square. He's come out now to win the ball out the field, but they need somebody closer. Now he's got a free at least, but that's a real blow, that last goal. You just worried for New York when it was in the air that long. Was it going to go over the bar? Was it going to drop short? And they got caught out. Well read by the midfielder, though, you have to say. It was a super finish by him. Maybe it was 6, actually. I'm looking around to see who it might have been. 6 would have been Alton O'Reilly. I will tell you now who it was. It was number 9. I was right the first time. So it was James Corrie from Trillick. New York finally get a score back. They needed that one. Or did they? Was that a score? Yes, it was. 1-5 now. Plays 3-8, but still a long way back. Ronan Gallagher is on the YouTube live chat. Best of luck to Ethan McCaffrey from Big Roney. Is that Ronan, the goalkeeper, who was with St. Galls all those years? I take it is. So he's part of the Goalkeepers Union, offering support there to Ethan. They look for Price again. Southwest defence has been so solid. That's Rian McNally, who does well there. Sweeps it up. Shane Doherty says, what a kick by Joey. And Thomas says, come on, New York. Bring it back to the Bronx. Stormville, New York is rooting for you. And Southwest just controlling the game at the minute, it has to be said. This is McGovern, the vice captain. They might get another score here. Not that they need it. Law involved again. They do carry the ball forward at pace, and there's a lot of creativity there. And they're just being very patient, and they're kind of doing what New York aren't doing. And the goalkeeper very keen to get involved as well. Colton now, the fullback. 2 Coltons out there. Aidan Colton, the captain. Cahill number 3. And that's going to be a free in. And all sorts of problems for New York at the minute. It doesn't look like it's happening for them today. But still, 17 minutes left. Still a long time. If you are going to come back, there's still time for it. But something needs to change. Tiernan McKenna with this one. From Kinolly, Brian Burrows. An awkward one for a right footer, and he puts it right across. And he puts it over the bar. Nicely taken. Not awkward at all for him. Corrigan comes out to take it and just passes it to Emmett Loughran to get possession from the kick out. They're a little bit flat-footed at the minute, New York. Understandably. A little bit demoralised the way things have gone. The last 2 goals, you could say, were tough goals to take. But they could have conceded goals before that from the 2 that hit the crossbar. So the momentum was there. And now that is Kieran O'Connor bombing it in there, looking for somebody, looking for a break. Trainers up there trying to get it, but Southwest defending heroically again. And their midfielder, John Edgar. That's a nice ball over the top, and now they're transitioning at pace. 25 is Cal McInnesby. Well, they're in a luxurious position at the moment, Southwest. They have that big lead, 3-9 to 1-5. 18 plays, he had 10 points in it. Shelby. A special goal from him would be very welcome. 23 is Declan Hughes from New York Celtics. On the ball over on that far side, and now Kennedy. And is he fouled? He is. That's got a little bit silly. They've sort of been reduced to speculative efforts, the American team. It's Joey Grace going over to offer to take it, but Kennedy is okay to take it because it's just going to be put in there. Well, not a high one this time, a low one. That's probably a better idea, but it's still going to be very tough to get through, and they could get hit on the transition. That's the problem when you're this far behind. You commit men forward, and these lads have a lot of pace and creativity. That's McGovern, I think, and he pops it into the corner to Dillon. How dangerous has he been today, and he's fouled free in, and it's just not happening for New York. Southwest have this game under control, it has to be said. And a yellow card as well. 14 to go. You see the University of Galway logo in the background. They are the official hosts for this 4-day festival, which is culminating now in the last few games. A little bit of a pause here. Is it a change? Substitution, I think. Is that 12 he's gone off for New York? I think it is. That's Senan Price. So New York ringing in the changes, trying to get some fresh legs on there. Southwest looking to turn the screw a little bit more. That's great play by the full forward McKenna. And the effort coming in the end, and it might drop over the bar. It doesn't, it goes wide. So New York, they brought over 25 players. Brought on 2 or 3 yesterday, and now they're sending a few more in. Wouldn't mind seeing the lad Tiernan McLaughlin get a game, actually. He's Buncrana roots in Donegal. He's one of the new players this year. Of course, they can't have the same team every year, so some lads improve as we go on. 20 is in there. In fact, Sean O'Neil, that's him there. And Sean O'G trying to get a challenge in, but McGovern doing well under pressure, under serious pressure, and eventually it pops out, and that will be a 45, I imagine, for New York. There just isn't the same pep in their step as we've had before. But that's, as I say, largely down to the opposition being so good. So from the 45, it's well struck. Somebody needs to get a hand on this from a white jersey. And more than that, a boot as well, but it's not happening. This game is suiting Southwest College the way it is going. Joey Grace under pressure, and he's fouled, but Southwest will just do that all day long. You just need to hold and protect what they have. Grace, and again, it's going to be a familiar route one. Bomb it in there, trying to get a hand on it, but it's not happening. Jack Quinlan under that one. And here's the danger now, if they can get up the field here. And who's come across? Well, a shoulder unfairly from Ian Kavanagh, puts his man to ground, and there's going to be another yellow card. And the second half has not gone New York's way. 1-5 is all they've scored so far, and I think the first half they had, was it 1-4 in the first half? So they've only scored 1 point in 19 minutes of the second half. And that tells its own story. Quinlan now from Timor Shamrocks. And that's easily intercepted. Is this the moment for New York? Kavanagh gives it into Kennedy. Back to Kavanagh. Back to Kennedy. Passing the parcel. They need something special to happen though. Southwest have got a lot of men back. Grace bombs it towards the goals. And that's a peach of a point. That is excellent. That's much better. Well, that's 2 in the second half. That's what Grace can do. And that was graceful. Really good point. But 10 minutes to go. They need a lot more. I think the rain's coming down now. A little bit heavier. So it's a typical February day in the west in Mayo. Southwest from Fermanagh, with a lot of Tyrone lads from Dromore and Trillick on their way here to the Electric Ireland corner MacLeinn. And they win it again, even when they didn't mean to win it. And there's the goal, and that is the finish, surely. And it's Tiernan McKenna from Canolly, Brian Barrows. And they are stopping the three-peat. It is going to be a little bit of retribution for the boys from Southwest College against New York. And they have fired in a 4th goal, and they deserve it. They have played great football today. They are going to win the Electric Ireland Corner MacLeinn Cup for 2025. Trainer for New York claims his mark and gives it quickly, but look at the work rate of the Southwest boys. New York have been forced so many times to try and hit it long, and it just hasn't worked back there. There's been so many blue jerseys back there all the time, and then they counter so quickly as well. That's 17 out there, by the way, for Southwest College. I've spotted that will be Ben Warnock from Tempo. So he's in there, and that's a nice ball over the top to Dillon. How dangerous has he been? And he pops a little ball in. It's been intercepted though by the 23. That's Declan Hughes. '18 is Ashton Walsh. Well, as always, the New York boys have done themselves proud, but they've met a really, really good team today who've got themselves organised, and they've learned clearly from defeats over the last few years to New York. They've really got their act together this year. That's tough, challenging in there, but great play by the number 40. He's had a great game. That's Nathan Farry. Remember his pass for the first goal, but he's just won so much ball in and around there and tidied things up, and won possession, as I say, won it back and used it well. So into the last 8 minutes now, and we've come to that point where I'm going to ask you if you're a player of the match contenders. Who do you think? Who's your player of the match so far? Maybe the man I've just mentioned, Nathan Farry. Aidan Colton's had a good game, the captain. Jack Law, a lot of stars out there. Paddy Dillon, of course. And this is Oisin Teague. Dillon's contribution in the key moments. Maybe we'd tip it for him, but let me know who you think on the live chat there. McKenna puts it in there. Doesn't stick. And New York have a chance. That's good refereeing to give advantage. And now the referee has given it the other way. There must have been something else happened in there I didn't quite see, but Aaron right on the spot and adamant with that free for Southwest. 21-9. We've added it up for you now. It doesn't look great for New York. Well, they've had glory days the last 2 or 3 years, but today they did get to the final and not the Shield final. So they did a good win yesterday, but they've come up against a better team today, and he got a goal a second to go, and that's gone wide. So 7 to go. Liam O'Neill says Paddy Dillon, man of the match for me. Can't argue with that. Now Ronan Gallagher's on again, and this is giving away that he's in the goalkeepers union. He's going for Ethan McCaffrey. Stretching it a wee bit, Ronan, but I know where you're coming from. This is Kavanagh. Gets it to Hughes, one of the many players from New York Celtics in the group. Chris Mulvihill from Rangers. Hughes again. And then comes a direct ball in there. And how have they missed Brian Coughlin today? This is the sort of day where they really have needed him to win a ball amongst a couple of players and put it in the net. And they will rue that injury he got yesterday. They haven't been able to use him to his full abilities, unfortunately. It's not the only factor. I'm not saying it would have turned it round, but it might have made a big difference. That's put in there by Grace. And the hand from Traynor. Oh, and it just goes over the bar. I think that was Traynor's point. Could have done with a goal, but they'll take the point at least. I think it was Traynor watching it again. I think it was his hand, yeah. So Aidan Traynor with the score. Takes them to double figures, 21-10. I think we're seeing another substitution, if I can follow. Yeah, 15's going off for Southwest. That's Oisin Teague. 24 is on, and that is, no, he's already on, Cal Maganesby. Five to go. They're still passing the ball around confidently, and Ethan McCaffrey still looking for it. Number 9 is Corey. This is McKenna, who's had a really good second half. He deserves a shout for player of the match. Oh, driven to the net. What a goal by James Corey. Well, if we're talking about player of the match and it's in the balance, maybe that's going to swing it. What a brilliant finish. James Curry from Trillick St. McCartans with a devastating finish, and that's goal number 5, and that really seals it for Southwest College. They are going to win the Electric Ireland 2025 Corner MacLeinn Cup and get a bit of retribution over New York. Finishing in style. And they're not finished. The effort from McKenna. Well, McKenna's saying, no, hold on, maybe you want to give player of the badge to me. He has added another score. And they are really enjoying themselves out there now. 5-10 to 1-7. And they're getting in front all of the time. They're just really working hard, and even, well, they fouled a lot, to be fair, or to be unfair, if you know what I mean. And they've always stopped New York in their tracks. I haven't let them play at all today, except getting balls like that in. It hasn't worked so far for New York. It might work now. McElligott, and even that doesn't go in. One of those days for New York. Finally they got through, and it just went the wrong side of the post. Very unlucky. Good effort. I think we're getting another substitution. New York player about to come on. There was a Southwest player came on a few minutes ago. I haven't been able to figure out who it is. Maybe it's because it was somebody named 1 to 15. 10 has gone off. That's Joey Grace for New York. And who have they sent on? 20 something. I'll pick it up in a second. I can see him. Just can't see his full number. 21, I think that is. That would be Callaghan from Rangers. And Southwest changing as well. Paddy Dillon replaced for the last few minutes. I think 11's gone off as well. That's Jack Law. So 2 late changes from Southwest. Job done for them. 19 is on for Southwest, and that's Enda McCabe from Adrumsea in Fermanagh. And that's Sean O'Neil winning a free for New York, and they look to take it quickly, and they do. Garrod Kennedy's just going to bomb it in there yet again, but Ethan McCaffrey's underneath that one, and he is able to handle that one rather comfortably. 22 is on for New York. That's Oisin Foy from Shannon Gales. So they're all getting a run. They've come a long way, 3,000 miles. That's a great ball. There's a chance here for a late score. Mulvihill involved, and Sean Carty, the 25 for New York, been forced wide again. That work rate has been immense today by the boys in blue. Right over to the side, nearly into the corner, and that little cameo kind of sums up the way the day has gone. Great defending by Southwest. Just worked hard all day long. So it's a pretty miserable day weather-wise now, and just a pretty miserable day all round for New York, but not for Southwest. This number 4 has played great. That's Jack Quinlan. Any more contenders for player of the match? Or will we go with Paddy Dillon? Tierney McKenna right in the mix as well, I would imagine. And James Corey with those goals. He got 2 at least, didn't he? Could have had a third, actually, the one that hit the bar. But Dillon got the first goal. Got the, was it the second as well, and put it in for the third. Not that it's just about scoring goals, and I know it's a team effort. Is there a score right at the end? And there is. Good score by the number 17, Ben Warnock from Temple. Another sub coming in for what is now, I think we can say, the winning team. 22, is it? Yeah, 22 is on for Southwest College, replacing Alton O'Reilly. 22 is Connor Clifford from Listonski Emmets. We're in added time now. And by the way, we will be staying on for the cup presentation. And the player of the match, 24, is Michael Croak for New York. So I think they've given everybody a run by now. And some of these lads hopefully will learn from the experience and come back next year. Could be another score in it here though, because Southwest have it, and he's kept it in, Tierney McKenna. And he's fouled as well by O'Connor. Clodagh Gormley says, hold your head up, New York. That's a fair comment at this time of game, but it could be another score. Well, he's fisted it over the bar, and it is another score. 5-11 to 1-7. 5-12 rather to 1-7. So it's a 17-point gap now. And to be fair, you did see it coming in the first half. There were signs when they hit the bar twice. They've just been the better team all through. You can't argue with that. Here comes another one bombed in. Now the full back in there. New York, and he might actually get a score at the end of it. No, he saves it, and in the end they get the goal, and it's Dan Sheehan. They transferred him from full back to full forward, and he got his goal. And that's the last moment of the game, and the last word goes to them, but the cup is going to South West College. A great performance by them overall, thoroughly deserved. 5-12 to 2-7, but we've had lots of great entertainment. I hope you've enjoyed that. We're setting up for the presentation of the cup, and we will stay on for a few minutes to get the presentation of the player match and the cup. So player of the match, I'm thinking Paddy Dillon probably, or James Corrie. So we will see now the presentation of the Electric Ireland Corner MacLeinn Cup, and there's a man here trying to take a selfie with me in it as I'm commentating, and he's managed to do that, and we're going to wind up in about 5 minutes time, but before then we will have the all-important presentation to the boys in blue. I think they're coming to ask me now for player of the match, and I'll give my vote. You looking player of the match? I would be going either Paddy Dillon or James Corrie. I'll pick it. Well, I'll go with 13. Paddy Dillon. Go for him for the big moments. Paddy Dillon from Dromore. So I'm just passing that on. James Corrie, I know good goals, but for me, and I know he got a great goal near the end, but to me the game turned when Dillon banged in that brilliant goal in the first half, and he scored a brilliant point around then too that kind of turned the game towards Southwest. They had been playing well before that, but those scores really settled and seemed to turn things towards the boys from the Enniskillen College at the important time when they'd missed a few, and he was the guy who took responsibility of that brilliant goal and a good score as well, and seemed to give the team a lot of confidence, and they grew from there. And then the second half they were just able to score almost at ease. So family and friends have gone over to celebrate with them. The cup is over here on the sponsors backdrop, but I'm sure higher education have got some people over there to bring the captain over for this presentation, because you don't want to listen to me talking all day. There's the fullback coming over. That's Cathal Colton. They'll be so delighted to finally win this and get one back over on New York. That's Colton number 3. Yeah, they are coming over. And the presentation area, some people are getting photos taken with the cup. So a great day for the Southwest College. Marty Boyle is on. Hiya Marty. He says congratulations to them. The defence was top notch. Keep their heads up. New York will be back next year. I'm sure they will. I hope they are. And there is the presentation area. The cup waiting to be handed over to the captain, Aidan Colton from Dromore. And Dromore well represented today. The Dromore St Dimphnis Club, I make it. Cathal Colton 3, Aidan Colton 5, John Edgar 8, Paddy Dillon 13, Jack Law 11, and Oisin Teague number 15, all Dromore in the starting lineup. 1 or 2 in the subs as well, and they had a lot of subs. Malachi McGurran number 18 from that club too, and Tiernan McCusker of course 25. So they're over now. New York don't seem to be joining us as promptly as you might understand, but we need them over for the presentation as well. Yeah, they're still over that far side. Can't have that without them, to be fair, going by the tradition of these kind of presentations. So number 5 is there, Aidan Colton, as you see. He is the captain, vice captain last year. I think the captain last year was Cian O'Brien. Oh yeah, I need to go over to do this presentation and capture it for you. We're going to do that, but I don't think they're starting just yet because we need New York to join us. But when I get a moment, I will go out there with the microphone to make sure that we get the New York players over and we get the speeches for you. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to depart. So you won't hear me for about 30 seconds, but then we'll pick it up.
So for just before we start the presentation of the Electric Ireland MacLeinn Cup, we'd like to announce the player of the match. Yeah, so we'll just wait for New York there. Come on. Yeah.
Just while we're waiting for New York, who do you think, boys, player of the match? Who's getting it? Who's getting player of the match?
It's Philly.
Who? James Corey. Yeah, good shout. Who else? McNally. Ryan McNally. You're all wrong. You're all wrong. Aidan Colton, no. Potty. So New York have joined us. Jim, away you go.
Yeah. So, will I hold it? Yeah. So on behalf of Electric Ireland, the player of the match is number 13, Paddy Dillon. And I'll ask. Okay, everyone. Thanks everyone for attending here today for the MacLeinn Cup final. It's to New York. You've held it for the last 2 years. I think this is your 5th year coming over to us. We're delighted to have you here, and we look forward to seeing you again next year. To our sponsors, lads, probably we wouldn't be here only for Electric Ireland. They give us unbelievable service, support. They go above and beyond. So I'd like to give a big round of applause to Electric Ireland, our sponsors. Yeah. To John Prenty and all in the Connacht Council. It's hard to believe that there was a dome here only a couple of weeks ago. So we really appreciate it and give a good round of applause for Connacht making their facilities available. And we look forward to coming back here in years to come when the dome will be back up in place again. To Southwest College, well done lads. You had a big panel of players. You were played some great football, guys. So what we say about colleges football, your teammates here today, they're your friends now for life, okay? It's colleges football. It's brilliant competition. It's we thank you and New York for playing in it, because there's a lot of people not third level competitions, but it's the likes of yourselves that keep it going, okay? So just on behalf of CA, just like to present the MacLeinn trophy to the captain of Southwest, Aidan Colton, number 5. Yeah, come out here for well done, Aidan. Bye.
No, hey, first of all, thanks to New York, hey, it's been a wild game there. 2 champions 2 years in a row, hey, it's fucking serious, you're going for 3 years in a row there. Sorry. But 3 cheers for New York there. Up. Hooray. Up. The sponsor, Pat Blake, hey, for giving us all the tops and sorting us out, hey, the whole year. You're very thankful. So thanks to Pat. To management, Peggy, Doc, Peter, Kieran and MacLeinn. You've put in the work for us all year, you've done everything for us, so thanks to you boys. The players there, you've worked hard all year. The Carl training sessions up and listening in the moniker. It's a real pleasure to the college, and thanks very much, boys. That's it.
Need to talk to somebody sensible here, because the way that speech was going, I don't know if I could continue talking to him. No harm. Just talk to me about what this means to you, and obviously the defeats of the last couple of years. So this was about retribution. What have you done this year differently to get back to beating New York this time?
Look, to be fair, the boys took the last couple of years' defeats. They took it to heart a wee bit. They probably left it behind them last year, and we started the start of the year. Then we're going to knuckle down. We've a good group of young players coming through to support the college, and it's just about getting them to enjoy it and play. And we're delighted that it has actually paid fruit now. All the hard work that's went in since November there. So it's been all good, hey.
And the performance itself, to be fair, from start to finish, you had a couple of ones that hit the bar earlier on, but you dominated and played great football. And when you played the ball into the forwards a lot of the time, really well. I mean, this was a huge step up from last year.
Real good, huge step up from last year, but we're delighted. We played great football, we moved the ball well. We knew that New York were strong in the tackle, so we tried to keep the ball out of the tackle and move it quickly in transition, and it worked, and we have to give credit to the defence as well. They really stood up today, and turned a lot of ball over, which gave us the platform to attack. So I'm absolutely delighted. It's every single one of them deserve the credit for this, and me backroom team, and I'm absolutely delighted for the college as well, because from Celine McCart, Sean McGrath, Sean Pritchard, there's endless, they've supported us all the way, and it takes a lot of money to get the colleges here, so I'm absolutely delighted for everyone.
I think they want you in the photograph for posterity. You better go, but tell you what, get me Jack Law and bring him back after you've had the picture taken, will you?
No problem.
Good man. So see Jack's dad there, and he is enjoying it, and there is the picture. Well, this is a picture that Jim was talking about, because in years to come, it could be 10, 20 years, they look back and remember it, and that's why he needs to be in that photograph. Friends for life. Champions today and friends for life. Great scenes for them, and bit of debate about player of the match. A lot of cheers, and why not? And really, they've had to raise their level from the last couple of years where New York beat them. But they've had to up the standard, and they did that. There's the goalkeeper. I wonder if we get a word with Ethan. Ethan, give us a wee word there, mate. Is it true that Ronan Gallagher taught you everything that you know?
Oh, he's taught me right, but now, so he has. I have to praise him now, he's a good man. He's taught me right, but so he has.
They came forward. They obviously had a goal threat yesterday, but you dealt with it very well today, you and the whole defence.
Oh yeah, no, look at the boys, they stood tall come the last fucking, sorry,
we'll bleep that out.
Come the last 5 minutes, when New York did put on the pressure, so it's credit to the boys. It's very easy to mop up stuff when the boys are so good in front of you, throwing the bodies in the line. So
could I ask your thoughts on player of the match? Now, a lot of contenders there, but who would you give it to? Who stood up today?
I'd say Paddy Dillon. Paddy Dillon was very good. I have to say he was very good. So look, he's been good all year, and very good for almost CBS too. So it's credit to him. He's working hard. So.
And that goal he got in the first half, it hit the bar a couple of times, but that one he got in behind and put it in the bottom corner. To me, that was a turning point.
That was a turning point. Yeah, 100%. That gave us a big lifter coming into the last 15-20 minutes of that first half. That gives a big lifter. So. Yeah, look, it's a credit to him. He's very good and very dangerous when he gets the ball in front of goal.
All right, Ethan, thanks a million. Let's bring in Jack for another word here. Hi, Jack, well done.
Thanks very much.
Great performance. You finally got one back in New York. What was the difference this year?
I'm not too sure.
I need you to turn around a wee bit. Our camera's up there. No, this way here. You come round here.
Where's the camera?
That's the one.
Oh,
so looking at me, yeah.
I didn't. This is my first year playing for the Tech, so I didn't really follow it last year, but. I know that New York were very strong and they've won it for the last 2 years in a row, but I think today we just showed them how fast we can run with the ball, and we were playing sharp, good football, and I think our pace beat them in the end. Like.
So pace, speed, you've mentioned that a few times.
Yeah, because like we have a few fast players, like a lot of players with experience there. Like Paddy Dillon, he kicked, I don't know what he kicked, 2-3, 2-4. Like him, Washington Tague, John, like they've experience. Tierra McKenna, like a lot of experience in big games. Like there's Hogan Cup winners there. Nathan Farry, for example, he's 1-2, and it just stands to attack. Like it's good for him.
Yeah, 2 men you mentioned there were in the running for player of the match. Who are you giving it to?
I'm not too sure. I think everyone played a big part in the game today, but a few players that me stood out was like Paddy Dillon, definitely. Ryan McNally, I thought he was very strong, and Trillickman, I don't know if I want to say it, but James Corey was very strong as well. Coming 2 goals, like. So.
A lot of Dromore lads in there, Trillick men, and they all combined really well with the Fermanagh lads. You have a good bond there.
We have a good bond, but sure, we'll see if we're still friendly come championship season with the Trillick men. But no, they're good footballers, and when you get away with attack, like you bond, like, and it's good experience down here in Mayo. Like it's good.
So you've all bonded, you've all had a great experience, never mind just winning today.
We did. We had a good experience last night too.
No, don't go into all those sort of details.
No, maybe you don't want them, but no, it's good
No,
to get.
but I mean, over the whole year, I mean, you had a huge squad here. You had 41 lads here.
41 men, aye. But it's just a testament to the amount of people coming out to show their faces, like, because like management, they put in a lot of work for it, like, and it's good. It's good of the lads to come out and actually show their faces and work, like.
Good man. And you got a group photograph taken there. Was it your club?
We did, Dromore, aye. But hopefully we have many more cups than that, photos of them. Then.
Brilliant. All right, we'll leave it at that then, Jack. Thanks a million. That's Jack Law. Thank you. That is Jack Law, and he gets a hug from his dad there. He came all the way down to watch it, and it was worth it, finally, for them to get a win here and to get over the line. And I see Cathal Colton in front of us here, but I think you've heard from everyone you need to hear from, and it's a victory for Southwest College, and they've burst New York's bubble. They've prevented the three-peat. They have turned it around, but it's going to make New York go back and try a bit harder next year, and it's raised the level on Southwest College. So I think the winner is higher education GAA in the long run at this level. So we're going to leave it there. Congratulations to Southwest College, winners of the 2025 Electric Ireland Corner MacLeinn Cup.
Colourful language. Not once. Flip's sake. Laughing at the boys swearing like. But there's no way I'm interviewing that Celtic. No. Because he nearly swore 3 times and then he did. Hey. You want me to take a tripod down? Not a camera, yeah. Or I. Make a difference if we're working around it. I don't. As long as you try not to. It's all about obstructions. Like so, if you were to stand in front of it, yeah, but just try to sort of not. But like, well, what do you have to do? Like, shoot the grass. Alright. If you want to shoot a wee bit of the solar game. Yeah, no problem.